have beef with Gary Vee. Social media is not called interest media. It's actually nervous system gaming media because this content creation FYP algorithms era is not marketing. It is actually gaming. I have a theory that we're going from this farming, marketing, old marketing era to this new hunter-gatherer gaming era in content creation. This is a collapse of the old media stack and the rise of gaming media era, not interest media. Gary Vee. So this all happened because I got in a beef with Lil Russell, who he basically made this song where he was talking about all these controversial things and they were God sent or whatever. And I called him out and I said, the reason why you don't understand what people are saying to you is because you're so worried about ads. He said that he spent over $300,000 in 90 days for ads. And where did he get this idea from? Gary Vee. He said, well, Gary Vee told me that I need to put up a bunch of content and then I need to boost the best one. No, that is actually a horrible strategy. We're not in the farming era anymore, Lil Russell. We are in the gaming media era. You cannot pay for upgrades. You have to earn them. This is where this whole epiphany happened. It was because I have beef with Gary Vee and I called out Lil Russell because I told him that the way that he is making content is actually not a good strategy, that he's insulating himself from real criticism, from real feedback from people. And then when people are giving him real feedback, he crashed out on them and called them slow and all this other stuff, which is so messed up. Here's my theory. I think that ads are insulating people, creatives, creators, artists, musicians, brands, businesses. If you use ads in this new algorithm media era, in this FYP algorithm era, you are insulating yourself from the real environment and what people really think. And you can't protect yourself through ads to get real feedback into your brand or into your company. Ads don't just buy reach, they buy insulation from it. And in the short form video discovery era, pushing content with money before testing it organically interrupts the learning process. I know Gary Vee talks about push content organically and then put ads behind it. Don't do that, because if your videos did not get 50,000 views, there is a reason why. There's a reason why your video didn't get 1 million views. Maybe it's the structure of your video. Maybe it's the hook. But if you're putting money behind it, you're never going to understand what the algorithm actually is pushing organically because you're putting money behind it. This is what one of my favorite creators said. You have to post 50 times before you even build a strategy. You are exposing your work to the friction of the algorithm. The point is to gather data and then adapt. The problem with content creators like Lil Russell or any other creator, or even Gary Vee, if you're putting money behind your content, you're never going to understand the algorithm and how it moves and what it prioritizes and when it doesn't. So I think that this is a collapse of the old media stack. If you ever took a PR class or a marketing class, you learned that you have paid media, earned media, or owned media. So this old model, I think, is agricultural, old, and it doesn't exist anymore, especially now in the For You algorithm era. So basically, this agricultural model relied on accumulation. You owned the pages, you owned the followers, you earned PR, you earned the gatekeepers to say, you are the one, we care about you. You paid for the fertilizer, the ads. You accumulated an audience and harvested it over time. That era is over, and it's because of TikTok's For You algorithm. So this really incredible media theorist, he said, man has returned to the condition of the hunter, Marshall McLuhan, 1969. So he basically said that he warned us that as we leave the mechanical print era, which is what Gary Vee's on and all these other people are on, they enter the electronic acoustic age. Rigid categories and boundaries dissolve. We are no longer accumulating static assets on a grid. We are tracking live signals in the wild. Basically, we're becoming hunter-gatherers again, because of electric media, because of TikTok and the internet and all these other mediums, these old structures of these rigid advertising and mechanical print era. That is why we're going back to hunter-gatherers again. So this is my theory, that in the old past of social media, we were basically farmers. Our job was to go farm, go find you some followers, Go grow your little crops, go make content for your followers, and then people are going to come and they're going to be like, yay, we're your followers. We can't wait for you to feed us. And they just, people are just consuming your content like, yes, I have 1 million followers and 1 million people see my videos. That's not the case anymore. Now, because of TikTok and because of ByteDance and because of what they did with this new era of content creation, what they did is they created a game and a hunter-gatherer game. You're the creator. You're the hunter-gatherer. You're hunting other people to resonate with them through your videos. You own the page. You do not own the reach. Every single post you post, you're re-entering the wild and you're proving yourself. And in the old farmer era, you didn't have to prove yourself. You just had all your followers and then you were just making content and feed them whatever you want. But in the present, every single time you post a video, the algorithm decides who this video gets to see this video, not you, not your followers. The algorithm decides. So if the algorithm decides this video sucks or the hook sucks or the story sucks, your video is not going to do well. It tests your video with others and people don't like it. And so the algorithm puts you in 200 jail or something. The point is you have to learn how to connect to this algorithm organically, understand how it moves organically. So in the past, like I said, you were accumulating followers, you were guaranteed the reach, you were one of the gatekeepers, you paid for media, you earned it and you owned it. And it was this old marketing stack. It was basically an extension of print media before TikTok. And then what happened with TikTok? TikTok made us into a For You algorithm FYP page. That's what it is. So you're basically playing a video game. Do you think TikTok is going to try to compete against newspapers and magazines? No. TikTok ate the newspapers and magazines. TikTok is trying to compete against YouTube and Roblox, video game platforms. That's who TikTok is competing against. So you have to understand that as a content creator, you're one of the players and the people in the arena are the people watching you. And your job is to hunt them, to hunt their nervous system, to connect to them so that you can collaborate with them, so they can like you, so they can connect to you. That is your job as a content creator. You're basically Cupid with an arrow. They fall in love with you. The visibility depends on how well you know the algorithm and how well you can make content for this algorithm. So here's Gary Vee's big myth. It's interest media. It's not social media. It's interest media. That is a lie. The algorithm isn't going, oh, I wonder what this person is interested in. This is not marketing. For You algorithms do not connect to marketing. It's a video game. It's a gaming system. Marketers still believe the algorithm sorts people by their declared hobbies or their demographics or their conscious preferences. That is wrong. You're in the hunting era. The algorithm doesn't care what you like. It cares about your biology. So the point is that this algorithm is not reading your interests, it's reading your nervous system. If you ever study media theory, especially Marshall McLuhan, you will understand that a computer is basically an extension of your nervous system, and your phone is an extension of your nervous system. So these algorithms are reading your nervous system. They're sharing your nervous system back to you. So what you're doing is you are basically expressing your nervous system outwardly to other people, and they connect to that because their nervous system is connected to the algorithm. Let me give you a weird example. So I got sick, I had COVID, and it was horrible. You think I like COVID? You think COVID's my interest? Do you think I like to be interested in COVID? No, the algorithm is reading my nervous system. It started to understand that I had COVID and I was feeling crappy, so it sent me more COVID videos. That is the point. It is reading your nervous system, not your interest. So your marketing skills are not going to work in the For You algorithm era. It's your humanity and understanding how human you are, your anthropological and media theory skills are what's going to help you grow in this new era of basically this nervous system mirror. Those algorithms are basically a nervous system mirror of who you are, but that's this nervous system mirror of other people too. That's why some people don't let you scroll on their For You algorithm, because you're going to learn a lot about their subconscious nervous system. The For You page is not a magazine rack. This is not a magazine, Gary Vee. It is actually an internalized sensory feedback loop. It tracks hesitation, rhythm, bodily intention, and state. It reflects the shape of a user's current sensibility, not their interests. Their interests are part of it, but it's not the only thing. As a content creator, your job is to be the hunter. You are basically Cupid throwing arrows at people. Your videos are the arrows, and your job and the algorithm's job is to find the people that connect to that arrow. And that arrow can be filled with maybe a video about how horrible your day was or how to deal with difficult people. That's not my interest. Oh, yeah, my interest is dealing with difficult people. No, it is not. It is a reflection of my nervous system. And if you connect to that video, that is a reflection of your nervous system. No longer broadcasting a message to a demographic, Gary Vee. It is not interest media. You're deploying a hunting signal into a live field. The goal is to strike a specific human nervous system state at the exact right time. That's why your videos can connect to your nervous system, to other people's, what they're going through. If they're going through a breakup, that's not an interest. I'm not interested in my heart being broken. It's about what I'm going through, my nervous system. So this is why paid media feels so corny. And this advice of, oh, you should put money behind a good video. It's because it is an artificial force. You're forcing yourself onto people. You're not understanding what the person's going through, and it doesn't feel human. You are making content that resonates with your nervous system and it resonates with other people, then it feels more fluid. You are naturally connecting to other people. When you put money behind your content, you're basically forcing your way into that person, and the content might fit them, might not, and you're basically intruding into their space. This is why it feels weird when you see AI videos or you see people when they put ads behind their content or they boost their posts. It feels weird because it's not viral. It doesn't feel native to you because AI and ads don't have a nervous system. That's why AI is not the thing that's going to come and mess up your life, because AI doesn't have a nervous system. You do. That's why you as a content creator, they can pretend to create a real human, but they can't because it doesn't have a nervous system. So in a way, this is nervous system media. And AI, since it doesn't have nervous system, it cannot replicate you. But you know what it can replicate? The print media, broadcast era, perfect ads and perfect visuals. It can broadcast that. The perfect factory of Hollywood. I literally live in the media capital of the world where they used to manufacture films and television. It was created to be perfect. AI can do perfection, but you know what AI can't do? A nervous system content creator. It cannot be that. So in an environment built on resilience, skill, and organic tracking, forcing distribution with money looks very desperate. It signals that the creator lacks the native skills to survive the algorithm. It is trying to buy what must be played for. Your job as a creator is to play the game of the algorithm and to connect to people. And if you pay for ads, you are bypassing the algorithm's natural state of sending people content that they would naturally connect to, because your videos, if you put ads behind them, your videos don't naturally connect to them. It's not something that fits them well. It's not personalized enough for them to connect to. And that is why it feels weird and like creepy and corny, because it doesn't fit their nervous system. And so if you continue to put money behind your content, even if it's organic content, you are hurting yourself because you never learn how to actually play the game of the algorithm. So I have a proposal for a new media stack. We have an owned base camp, which is the content where you have your base of content that people can go and check out. But then there's also the FYP earn media, the For You algorithm earn media. That's where you are naturally getting people to connect to you. That's when you're throwing out your arrows and, like Cupiding, getting Cupid out there, connecting to others. That is the new media stack. You have to understand what your base camp is. Like, what are your content series? Who are you as a content creator? Who are you as a hunter? And also how to hunt. If you don't learn how to hunt and you don't learn how to make content, you're not going to win. You can't pay your way out of this. You have to learn how to do it. You're going to have to learn how to take the hits of the algorithm too, and the criticism of people as well. Owned and earned media must be fused together. Your brand is now a production company. Every video you post on your own channel must act as its own PR agent, fighting to earn its distribution in the wild. It's basically like a little PR package that you're sending to people. You're connecting to them. They're feeling connected to your videos. That is what your content should be, not a paid ad. Here's the goal. Stop building the perfect strategy before launch. Make 50 videos first. Understand the terrain of this algorithm and stop paying for ads. Expose yourself and your brand to raw community friction. I know it hurts. It's painful. I was mad today because of some dumb comment I got in one of my videos, but it's okay. You have to learn how to take that friction and digest it. You have to learn, how do you bypass these gatekeepers, not through cash, but through your skills of understanding the algorithm better than anybody else. So welcome to gaming media era. If you want to get more specific, welcome to the gaming nervous system media era. The future isn't gaming. The present is gaming. The algorithms are live game environments. The algorithm is a terrain. The video is your signal. It's your arrow. The creator is the hunter. You are the hunter. So stop farming and start playing. Stop listening to Gary Vee. Stop putting ads behind your content. Learn and feel what it feels like to be part of this terrain. This is gaming media, not interest media.